Ever since I was little, I was never a reader. No matter how hard my mother tried to convince me that how good reading was, or reading was good for me, I still hated it to the core. Even to this day, it is still taking me 3 years to read the Da Vinci Code. My mom bought me my first Harry Potter book on my 10th birthday. I thought it was the worst gift ever. But I felt bad if I didn't appreciate my mother's gift, so I pretended that I read it, which is even worse. And when the movie came out, my mom found out that I didn't read a single page of the book. So after I wrote this speech, I regret not reading enough when I was little. I'll be talking about the benefits of reading books on a regular basis. Ever since I got that Harry Potter book for my birthday present, I started to wonder if reading really does help me in any way. This is why I dedicated a week of research in order to see if my mother's words were correct. I'm sure many of you read books such as The Twilight series or I Hope They Serve Beer in Hell, but you probably don't know how it can benefit you and your mind. Today I will talk about how reading can improve your vocabulary skills, knowledge, and habits. If you've ever wondered why someone has such good vocabulary skills, you should check how much he reads. Reading on a regular basis can expand a person's vocabulary range. A person's vocabulary can expand through reading newspapers daily. According to a paper by Martha Brockenbrough, 68.3 words out of 1,000 are considered rare. However, on primetime television, the number goes down to 22.7, and the conversation between college graduates use an average of 17.3 rare words out of 1,000. In a paper by Anne E. Cunningham, an associate professor of cognition and development at UC Berkeley, it talked about the frequency of 86,741 English words. She used the frequency to measure the variety of words that were used. A normal conversation would have a frequency of 400, using only a small variety of words. Surprisingly, however, a children's book has a frequency of 627, making it more sophisticated than our average speech. But more than vocabulary, I think we all want to know how reading can boost our intelligence. According to GeniusBrainTraining.com, reading stimulates the brain and builds imagination. Although they say that reading may not make you a genius, such as Einstein, there is evidence that IQ scores are generally higher among readers. From reading, you either obtain new information or expand creativity that reading inspires. According to Cunningham, a person who reads a lot generally knows more than a person who doesn't. She got 268 students who are in the higher average of their classes, and gave them a test. The test had questions on random topics such as how does a car work and what is happening when Wall Street is in a bear market. Those who had many exposures to television were among the lower average, mainly resulting from incorrect information due to imbalanced television coverage. Scores were highest among the people who read the most and had the lowest exposure to television. While reading not only adds on to our knowledge, the information we learn becomes cumulative when we become old as well. Reading becomes a lifelong habit that allows a person to self-improve constantly. According to Cunningham, reading is like the Matthew verse in the Bible, which states that the rich gets richer and the poor gets poorer. As a person becomes more exposed to reading, it becomes a habit, and the reader is receiving all the benefits from it. Those who have trouble reading won't be in this habit and will not receive all the advantages that reading provides. Basically, the knowledgeable become smarter. You can say that it is very good addiction since you get so many benefits out of it. Today I have talked about how reading can improve a person's vocabulary skills, knowledge, and how it can lead to a great habit. So as you can see, reading has some terrific benefits out of it and can open an entirely different perspective to its reader. Whether it may be a textbook or a novel, you may learn something and unknowingly reap the benefits. Did I sign up for my Yahoo Mail?
Say again? I'm sorry.
Did I sign up for my Yahoo Mail?
I think you exited out of it, which it'll prompt you to put your password in.
Did you close the browser? Yeah, you're okay. That's okay.
You just get lots of spam from me or something else.
Yes, we're all going to be. All right, Alicia, what did you think?
It was good. The clip was interesting, the pictures. It caught my eye and it made me want to listen to the speech. You did cite after you said a few things, which I thought was good to know where you got your information. Your thesis was clear. You had good, interesting quotes that I liked, and your visuals were funny, and it was included in your speech. It was entertaining.
All right. I think it could have been a little bit more entertaining if you'd done some more stories like you did at the start with your own personal experience. If you had examples of kids, or for instance, you were talking about the vocabulary and the rarely used words. How about some illustrations of what some of those words are that people drop into their sentences more when they read more? Some of those sorts of things. Or a story about some precocious 8-year-old who speaks in a manner that most of us wouldn't recognize. I did like the statistic that you have that shows that the average children's book is actually more sophisticated when it comes to vocabulary than our typical daily conversation. So I thought that that was a good point that you made. You did a good job citing the contents of your speech, the research that you had. You had good statistics, you had a couple of examples, and you've got some authorities that you're citing, but you need to make them, you need to make it a little bit more than just about the numbers. You need to give us a little bit more impact on that. Like I said, I like the story that you had. The one that took you 3 years to finish the Da Vinci Code. I'm not even sure if you finished it. You know. The visuals are okay. They are mostly transition material, and they remind us that you're in a different spot. You've got some humorous illustrations that you're making there. They don't really add much to the content of the speech, but they help move things along and keep it flowing. I thought you did okay in talking to us. You are reading, and you're actually reading out loud pretty well. Relax a little bit, and it'll sound even smoother. All right, it's a little underdeveloped, but it was good what you had in the speech. Thank you.